Hello class, this metrics exercise is about chapter 8, so in order to complete it you have to first read chapter 8, and when you do so you will find that there are a series of steps recommended for marketers to follow before commercializing and launching to the market new products and services, which is what you are seeing here on your screen. One of these steps, which is specifically phase number 6, this is called the market test. And this is something that you do before commercializing a product. One way to do this market test is to launch the product or service in a small geographical area with real consumers to see how they react to your offering. But the other way is to do a simulated market test. For example, conjoint experiments. And this is what this metrics exercise is about. So what is the problem scenario that you will be facing here? Well, a marketer is trying to decide the best way to design a cooler, right? So this cooler may have different features and characteristics with possible variations. So what are the variations, the possible variations that this company may decide to design the product like? Well, it is first something that depends on what size of cooler you want to sell, either 24 can storage or 36 can storage. So that is the first variation. The second variation is about a speaker system, right? This is a nice modern cooler that has incorporated speaker system, and this can be either 2 speakers or 4 speakers. So that's another set of possible variations. And the third feature variation is whether it has individually removable legs or what they call easy fold quick collapse legs. So then what you see here is that you have 8 different possible combinations. So which one would be best received and accepted by consumers? Instead of producing all 8 different combinations, right? Well, you can do this market test before launching and commercializing the product and maybe offer 1, 2, or 3 of these different versions instead of all 8 possibilities. So what you will be provided is a set of data according to the different combinations that we just talked about. So what you see here on the screen is on this left hand side part of the table, you have the 3 possible variations in terms of colors, cooler size, speaker system, and the legs system. And here you have the cost that it would be incurred in producing this. How much it would cost to produce the cooler with these different characteristics, and on the right hand side, how much consumers would be willing to pay. What are the valuations? What is the value on the perception of consumers that these different features and characteristics have, and how much they will be willing to pay, right? So this is an experiment that you do by showing consumers the different features and asking them how much they will be willing to pay, right? So assuming you already did that, you have this information here. Again, you have the cost of manufacturing the cooler with these characteristics and how much people would be willing to pay. So you have to do some computations, right? I recommend you to use an Excel spreadsheet like you probably have done in the past. So let's see a quick example. So let's assume that you want to calculate what is the cost of producing a cooler for 24 can storage. This would cost $6, right? And it would have two speakers. This would cost $8. And it would have the easy fold legs. This would cost $14. So you would have to add, in order to obtain the cost of producing a cooler with those features, you will have to add 6 plus 8, right? That'll be 14, plus another $14, which is the cost of the easy fold legs. So 14 plus 14, that'll be 28. And then you have to add other unit costs. These are like the fixed cost, right? Fixed cost, no matter what combination of features you have to incur on this. So then you have 6 plus 8 plus 14 plus $8 of fixed cost. This is a total of $36 of producing a cooler for 24 cans, 2 speakers, and easy fold legs. Now, how much would be customers willing to pay for a cooler with those characteristics? Well, you have to go to this right-hand side part, and well, people will be willing to pay $16 if it has 24 can storage, right? You have that here. $7 more if it has 2 speakers, and $13 more if it has easy fold legs. And you have to add that on top of a baseline valuation, which is what you have down here. So you have to add 16 plus 7 plus 13 plus 4. That'll give you $40. So now you have the 2 pieces of information for that combination, which is it would cost $36 to produce, and people will be willing to pay $40. So if you sell that cooler for $40 and it costed $36 to produce, it means that you have a margin, a profit of $4, right? So what we just went through is one of the 8 possible combinations. You have to do your calculations and compute what would be the cost and what would be the corresponding valuation of what customer would be willing to pay. You have to do that for the 8 possible combinations. If you go to the notes of this instructions file, you have the definitions, you have the formulas to calculate, for example, the maximum per unit contribution, which is the profit, right? Here it is. So this is something that you will find in the metrics exercise. When you go to Blackboard, go to the corresponding folder and you click on this icon, and this is what you will see. This is basically the same information. You will have here the data set, which will be different for all of you, so you will not see necessarily the same numbers that we just went over. You can export this data by clicking here and pasting into an Excel spreadsheet. And if you click on this icon, you have the specific information about the scenario. So make sure to go over chapter 8 before starting this exercise, right? And good luck with this.